stuff up. Okay, so hi. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just gonna hop straight into it. So today I want to focus on how to create a SOP for your business. So last week, as you know, I kind of talked about SOPs, like what it is, like what it isn't, and all that good stuff. So if you missed that, feel free to catch the last video I did on that. But today I want to focus on the actual completing an SOP. So first things first, how do you get started with one? I like to say one, if you're starting from scratch, like you're not worrying about building a team yet, all that jazz. So we're gonna pretend that no one's building a team yet. So that you haven't used, or if you don't want to break down the programs or you're kind of still navigating stuff, just start with like your personal goals and like what you're trying to do with everything. Okay, like starting off with like excuse me, your quarterly goals. There we go. You can start off with your quarterly goals and kind of like navigate from there. Like, okay, this is like what I'm planning on doing. These are the programs I'm going to be using for the like next 3 months. Like, let me just go ahead and set that up. So you can kind of do that as you're working. And then of course, like your day-to-day stuff, like if you're checking your email or something, you can go ahead and start documenting that stuff. But again, I am not going to focus too much on that. Hello. So getting back into it. I lost my train of thought for a brief moment, but we're getting back into it. We're getting back on track. So let's say that you already figured out, like, okay, I want to start documenting this thing. Okay, I'm gonna go to it. So as you can see, like in this shared screen, I'm looking at my second screen, y'all. So, but y'all can see it in one screen. But when you're creating your standard operating procedure, one, it should tell them like the how or it should tell them the what. So a lot of times with standard operating procedures, SOPs, people tell like people what to do, which you should be doing. Like you should tell how to do something, but they kind of leave out some details. So like when people were looking at it, like if you were just to look at some of the text that I have in some of my procedures, it's not going to show the how in the best light. So like the example, like when people outsource, like they're saying, I need help with social media. Social media comes to mind because that's something people are always looking for. So they'll ask for like, okay, I need social media. And they may say like inside like their SOP, I'm going to pretend like the video isn't here. So they may say something like, oh, I need help with getting more followers. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard. But that's how they'll say, what was I saying? But that's how like it'll say like the what, like you're saying, okay, I need help with social media management, I need help with scheduling, I'm trying to get more followers. Like you'll tell them like what you need help with. But a lot of times too, if you have a particular way, like a lot of times people have a particular way like do our business. Like it's normal. Like we start our businesses, we know what we want, we know like the goals and everything, and we kind of leave out for other people because we want to keep everything inside of our head. So we always lead to, oh, I don't want to tell people this, or like they're not doing it the right way, yada yada yada. This is the reason why. Like we'll tell them the what, like, okay, I want more followers, I want this done, like can you do this, and call it a day. But we leave out the how, and that's why a lot of times, like I say, if you're going to be writing down something, make sure you have somewhere where someone can actually like see how you're doing what you're doing, so things can be portrayed the right way. So with the standard operating procedure, when you are doing yours, again, I just have to put this little disclaimer out. Don't feel like you have to make this super perfect. Mine is not perfect. Like mine is like really outdated. I have to update everything. But anywho, as you're doing it, just kind of write like a brief few sentences about what you're doing or describing inside of a video. I always say use a video because it looks better when people can actually see what you're doing and what you're trying to explain. Because sometimes you can write things down, and y'all know how things go, especially with social media and stuff. You write down one thing, people are going to think another. So when they have like the video there to actually see what you were trying to explain, it works a lot better. So you can type like a text, like a brief overview, say a few sentences. You don't want to make it super long because honestly, and I'll be real, like I'll skip through to pull out the main points I need out of something. So stick straight to the point if you can for like your standard operating procedures when you do your text. So you write that down. And then of course with the videos, I use Loom. With your videos, let's see if it'll actually pull it up. It probably won't because I'm recording right now, but there should be I like to include captions inside mine because we all have different learning styles. And of course, we want to stay ahead of the curve. So if you can have captions, usually I have like a transcript as well, again, because I'm using Loom, like all this stuff's like in the video when they click on it. But just to get started, just kind of find a screen recorder, record yourself doing the task, go back through, add in your text, and there you go. You made your SOP. Like it is like really that simple. Like I don't have any fancier things to say about that, but the more I would recommend if you want to get started, just start off, give yourself like 2 or 3 a week, or even just 1 a week. If that's all you can manage is 1 video a week, do that. I like to say kind of keep it around 5 minutes or under. The least amount of time you can do it in and just get straight to the point, the better, because like I don't know about y'all, like every time I went through like a job or something, like we had like years, like we had to look through employee books, all those videos, read all that stuff. I can even tell you a few things off of it. So if you can get straight to the point, that is super ideal. Again, you kind of want to like make these as if you're not the one, like I said in my other one. So for standard operating procedures, like you want to make it set up as someone coming in and being able to mimic everything that you're doing inside your business. So like when you're doing these, I like to do them in third person, because you want someone to view it at some point. And even if you don't, at least you kind of have it there, because you never know. Like for me, I changed my business so many times. So you want to make sure you kind of keep things updated. But again, text, video, closed captions. If you can have transcripts, that's awesome. Some people like doing blog styles, or if you prefer written content, I will still say do the videos and then screenshot. That's where like I call it the blog style SOPs come in. Like you probably seen them in blogs and everything, but just take screenshots of the steps that you're doing inside videos, add that in. But there are so many different ways you can do them, but keep it simple: text, video, closed captions, and that's it. And you just kind of build and go off of there. Yeah, Loom is awesome. That's why I use the paid version of Loom, but yeah, they have a free version as well, so check it out. But yeah, so other than that, that's all I got for y'all, like how to do SOP. So I'm just gonna kind of recap the video. So if you're just starting out, like you want to get started SOP, start documenting. Don't feel like you have to organize everything. I have mine in a project management tool called ClickUp, just because it's a lot easier, because I work in there and I have a bunch of other stuff in there, so it made sense to keep my library in there. So I have mine at ClickUp, but you can honestly keep this anywhere else. I'm probably gonna move some of mine to Trainual, but it's personal preference. Like again, this is your business. Like you shouldn't do something just because I may like something. And yeah, do what you do. Do what you feel comfortable with. Document, as long as you have something where someone can come in and kind of mimic things. And if it's something I want to forget, let me not forget that. So if you are doing something where you're not familiar with, I use Pinterest as an example, because I don't know Pinterest. I get overwhelmed. I don't know any too much about it, so I don't like dealing with it. So like when I pay someone to do that, I just set goals. They tell me like if it's realistic or not and what they can actually do, and call it a day. But regardless of what you're doing, I would say have something for every component that you can think of inside of your business, or things you want to hire out for. And yeah, so if you don't if you don't know it, again, leave the goals. If you do, if it's something that you do daily or something you're planning on implementing, then just go ahead and have it how I have it set here. But that's all I got. If you have questions, feel free to drop them below. I'll catch them. If you're catching the replay, feel free to just give me feedback. I will be doing another video, because there are so many things inside SOPs you can do, but keeping it simple as usual. If you have any questions, see y'all later, and I will be catching y'all comments. See y'all later.